What's happening, world? Happy New Year. Happy 2019 to be specific. And this is officially our first video of 2019. Now, honestly, I've been wanting to do this video since 2018. There's a lot of videos I've been wanting to do since 2018. Kind of fell off a little bit. But as you guys know, I'm pretty much a one-man operation. And sometimes I fall a little bit behind myself. Luckily, thanks to my beautiful wife, I've been able to acquire some help. We have her brother Keith now helping us. And with that being said, I plan on taking my extra time and using it to dive knee-deep into our YouTube series, okay? So this year, expect a lot of great content from us. And the video that we're starting with today has been very, very highly requested. Now, if you follow us on Instagram, you follow us on Facebook, you might have seen us advertising these products a lot and been asking yourself, what is it? How does it work? What does it do? Who is it for? And those are a lot of the questions that we get. Since we've advertised the product, we've been getting a great response from our customers. Everybody seems to like the product. All the animals seem to like the product. But even those people have some questions on like how to make it, how much to feed, etc., so forth and so on. So I'm going to try to keep the video as short as possible, but I want to make sure that I answer as many of you guys' questions as possible. With that being said, let's dive right in. Okay, so the 4 products that we're talking about right here are our Repashy products. Like I said, you might have seen us advertising them on the YouTube and Instagram, and we also have them available in our online store. I'll be sure to include a link in the description for you guys, so that way you can check it out, maybe purchase some for yourself, and try it for yourself, see how you like it. Alright, now the first product is our Repashy Grub Pie. Okay. Second product, our Repashy Veggie Burger. Third product is our Beardie buffet. And our fourth product is the Repashy Bug Burger. Okay? You might have seen these bottles over here off to the side. These are the same products. These are just the different sizes that they come in. You got the 3-ounce bottle, 6-ounce bottle. We got the 17.6-ounce bottle, which only is available for the Bug Burger. And there's also a 12-ounce bottle, but we're currently sold out. That's actually our most popular size. And that's available for both your Grub Pie, Veggie Burger, and Beardie Buffet. Okay? Now, before I get into how to make the product and, just show you guys some of the reactions I get to the product from our animals, etc., I'm going to tell you a little bit about each product. Now, first, like I said, is your Grub Pie, Repashy Grub Pie. And what this is an insectivore gel premix. Okay? Now, the reason why it's called a gel premix is because this actually comes to you in a powder form. And it comes with this scooper. Okay? And what happens is, you mix this with water, let it settle, and then it becomes a gel, very similar to Jell-O, just not as transparent, alright? Now, with the Grub Pie, as I said, this is an insectivore gel premix. So what that means is, this is for insectivores, reptiles that eat insects, alright? Now, a common question I get asked is, can I offer this to my reptiles every day? Could this completely replace or supplement for, live insects? I want to say that you could use this to feed to your animal every day in place of live insects. However, I will say that I have personally never used this as my only protein source. Okay? What I do is I use this to supplement for live insects, and I offer this in rotation with live insects. All right? Using this on a very consistent basis can have its downfalls as well. One, because you're making it with water, and it's so high in protein and low in fiber. What it does is it can cause runny stool. Now, this isn't to be confused with diarrhea. This isn't something that's going to have your dragon pooping endlessly and dehydrating itself and causing sickness. But like I said, what it is actually that it's kind of overhydrating the animal in the sense that it's made with 2 parts water, 1 part powder. That's a lot of water. Especially with bearded dragons, you want to keep in mind that bearded dragons are from the desert, and they're used to attaining their water sources from their food and retaining water very well. So when you have a product that's high in water, like I said, this can cause running stool. And that's one of the downfalls of feeding it on a very consistent basis. So what I do is I'll offer this about 2 to 4 days out of 7 in rotation with live insects, and I still offer live insects to all of my animals even on the days that I offer this. But the benefit of this is, I know you're thinking like, well, if I'm feeding this and I'm still feeding live insects, why would I want this product? One, this product does a great job of keeping your animals hydrated. A lot of people have a problem with their bearded dragon drinking water, even when they soak it. Number 2, this does a great job of helping your animal get its weight up and keep its weight up. Number 3, this can be really, really convenient if you're in a rush or you're on the go, and you want to make sure that your animal gets a good meal, or a good feeding. And then also, using this as a supplement, you don't have to feed as many insects. And anybody who's feeding their dragon a top-tier diet knows how expensive feeding roaches and superworms and hornworms every day can become. So just by feeding this to my animals, it allows me to take down how many insects I have to feed them on a regular basis, which literally is saving me hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. All right. Now, our next product is the Veggie Burger. Okay. Now, with the Veggie Burger, this is an omnivore gel premix. So just like the Repashy Grub Pie, the Repashy Veggie Burger comes in a powder form. It's going to come with the scooper. And even though it says Veggie Burger, this is an omnivore gel premix. This has a very small protein base and is a plant. And even though it's a plant-based product, it does have a small protein base. So what that means is omnivore is a reptile that eats not only insects, but also eats vegetation, like a bearded dragon. That's why you see a bearded dragon on the cover. This does not mean that this is exclusively for bearded dragons. There are other reptiles that eat both vegetables and insects, all right, or vegetation and insects. That being said, with the Veggie Burger, I've also known people to feed it off as a treat to herbivores, such as like your iguanas or tortoises. Okay, treat. Now, this can supplement for your, for your fresh vegetables. Once again, I still offer all of my animals fresh vegetables. Okay. Now, with the Beardie Buffet, that's our third product, the Beardie Buffet. This has to be probably one of our most popular products, if not our most popular product, behind Grub Pie. And I would say mainly because most of our clientele in the audience are bearded dragon owners, and we specialize in bearded dragons. But also because essentially what the Beardie Buffet is a combination of Grub Pie and Veggie Burger. Okay? Basically how this came to be, if you notice on the cover, this right here is a Paradox Dunner, I believe, but this photo is courtesy of Heather Moy of Fairy Tale Dragons. Ron St. Pierre and Heather Moy were among the beta testing team for Island Repashy's nutrition products. And they were using the Grub Pie and the Veggie Burger for the bearded dragons. And of course, like I said earlier, mentioned earlier, notice the runny stool. So, to compensate for this problem, what Heather Moy started doing was, she started mixing the Veggie Burger with the Grub Pie. Somehow she came to the formulation of 2 parts Veggie Burger, 1 part Grub Pie, and what that did, because Veggie Burger is high in fiber, it stiffened the stool. Stiffened the stool, is that what I want to say? It made the stool firm. It firmed the stool. It made the poop hard. It made the poop hard. It made the poop hard. But not hard, but stiff. You know, how it's supposed to be. It ain't water no more. That's what I'm trying to say, alright? It fixed the boo-boo, okay? Anyway, so like the main ingredient in this is black soldier fly larvae, and if you're not familiar, this is the Grub Pie. The main ingredient in the Grub Pie is black soldier fly larvae. If you're not familiar with black soldier fly larvae, those are also known as phoenix worms, repti worms, calci worms, and black soldier fly larvae, we offer those as well to our dragons, are very, very high in calcium. They're one of the only feeders that you can offer your animals that doesn't need to be dusted with calcium. However, I still dust mine with calcium and multivitamins, but that's just me. Anyway, back to what I was saying. One of the key ingredients in this one right here is actually Give me 1 second. I knew this off the top of my head, but for some reason, now that I'm shooting the video for you guys, it has left me. Where are you? Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm gonna come back to you on that one. There's 2 ingredients that are very key. It's really making me upset that I can't think of those 2 ingredients off the top of my head. I know the 2 ingredients, but I'll get back to you on those 2 ingredients. Don't worry. Ah, there it is. Carrot powder and moringa leaf. Those are the 2 ingredients that I was referring to, and I was like, there are 2 new ingredients that have been added into the Beardie buffet. When it came from, like I said, making it Grub Pie, mixing the Grub Pie and Veggie Burger, it was added into the Beardie buffet. It's carrot powder and moringa leaf. Anyway, long story short, like I said, with the Beardie buffet, essentially mixing the Veggie Burger and the Grub Pie, 1 part Grub Pie, 2 parts Veggie Burger, works so well that Repashy decided to go ahead and make it a patented formula, which is your Beardie buffet, and this more specifies to bearded dragons, okay, and what they need as far as, you know, their nutritional value. Bearded dragons, as hatchlings or younger dragons, bearded dragons need roughly 80% protein, 20% vegetation, and then as they become adults, that pretty much does a 360, and then bearded dragons need 20% protein and 80% vegetation, okay? So, like I said, if you're feeding just Grub Pie, they're not getting the fiber and vegetation they need. And if you're feeding just Veggie Burger, they're not getting the protein that they necessarily need, even though this does have a small amount of protein in it. Alright? So with the Beardie buffet, once again, like I said, this is more so tailored to bearded dragons. This is one of the few products that has a bearded dragon on the cover and is tailored specifically to bearded dragons. As I said, this came about from Heather Moy and Ron St. Pierre. If you're not familiar with Heather Moy, like I said, she's the owner of Fairy Tale Dragons. And Ron St. Pierre is pretty much a reptile legend in general. Okay? Now, the last product, and my absolute favorite product out of all 4 products, is the Repashy Grub Burger. Okay, now, with the Bug Burger, the reason it's my favorite product is, 1, because anybody who has a roach colony or feeder colony knows that insects eat non-stop. It's like their only brain function is to eat, reproduce, poop. You know what I mean? So that being said, if you're feeding your roaches oranges and vegetables and other fruits, etc., you'll notice that they run through it. Even when you're putting in the powdered roach chow, etc., they run through it. Or if you're gut loading crickets, or if you're feeding your soup worms, they just run through food. So this has really helped me out exponentially. Not only do my roaches absolutely love it and attack it when I put it in there, but I've also noticed a slight increase in the production that I'm seeing in my roach bins by keeping this readily available to my roaches. Alright? And I don't just feed this to my roaches. I feed this to my roaches, I feed this to my crickets. When I have crickets, I don't really keep crickets often, but when I do have crickets, I feed those to my crickets because we have chameleons, and the chameleons, I love feeding my chameleons crickets. So I feed it to my roaches, I feed it to my crickets, I feed it to my super worms, I feed it to my black soldier fly larvae. When I'm really feeling twisted, I'll go ahead and feed my black soldier fly larvae. But on a regular basis, like I said, I offer this to all my feeders, alright? And basically, this is a complete diet. So typically what you have to do when feeding feeders is you have to offer polymer gel crystals, which turn into like a gelish water. This is basically what they receive the hydration from. It's like a water gel, right? You take the little salt crystals, add water to them, and they become like a gel. This is actually a complete diet. So this gives them not only what they need as far as food, this also hydrates them as well. And that makes sense when you think about the fact that this is made with 2 parts water, 1 part powder. This is a lot of water going into making it. So now I still offer polymer gel crystals to all my roach colonies just to maintain the humidity levels. But as far as like my crickets and soup worms, of course there's no need for polymer gel crystals because I'm offering them this and they are staying hydrated. Okay? Now, I've given you a complete breakdown of all 4 products. If there's anything that I might have missed, please feel free to leave it in the comment section, and I'll be sure to get to you and answer your question to the best of my ability. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to make this Repashy gel, okay? Alright, so like I said, now that I've broken down the products to you and what they're for, I'm going to show you how simple and easy it is to make these products, okay? And the product that we're going to be making today will actually be the Beardie buffet. No, you know what? Let's make the bug burger, because I need to feed the bugs. And this is my favorite product anyway, okay? So like I said, all of the products come to you in a powder form. And this is the big 70.4 ounce bottle. This is the biggest bottle you can get, and this is also the best value you can get. Like I said, I'll include a link in the description so you guys can go check it out for yourselves. But if you're feeding a lot of bugs, you won't beat the value on this. This is like $40 for the bug burger in this size, but for all the other products in this size, it's about $99 if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, long story short, essentially making any of these products is exactly the same. Okay, so I'm making bug burger, but making bug burger is the same thing as making Beardie buffet. It's the same process as making Veggie Burger. It's the same process as making Grub Pie. All right, so I don't want you guys to be like, oh man, he made the bug burger, but how do I make the Beardie burger? It's all the same thing. All right, but this is what I need to make right now because I need to feed my bugs. Okay, now I wish I could tell you guys that I'm even a little bit scientific about making this, but no. All right, I'm not even a little bit. All right. However, for the purpose of this video, I do have this lovely Pyrex, this 6-quart Sterilite tote. Now I always use these totes to make it, and I do that because I'm feeding a lot of animals and a lot of insects. Do you need this big of a tote to make your product? No. Does it have to be a Sterilite container? No. Does it have to be clear? No. But I would recommend using a clear container because it allows you to see it as you're making it and see the consistency, you know what I mean, which helps for making it. But as far as the size, you want to make the size specific to your needs. Okay, so when making any of these products, the directions recommend that you use 1 part powder to 2 parts water. And essentially, I mean, that works, okay? Now, I can't say that that's exactly what I do. As I said, I have no science to this. I'm only using these measuring tools, or this measuring tool, to help you get a better understanding of, you know, the ratios, etc., so forth and so on, and to make this seem a little bit scientific. Honestly, what I do is, I just eyeball it. And I pretty much compare this to making pancake mix, alright? Whatever the case, I like to use warm water. Actually, I like to use hot water. And when I say hot, I mean hot. I mean hot water. Can you see the steam coming off the water? That's how hot I like my water. Alright, so we're going to do 4 cups. Okay. I'm going to add another 4 cups. And again, when using the water, use hot water. If you want to, you can even boil the water, but you know, you want to make sure that you're using a container that can withstand that kind of heat. You know what I mean? It's not necessary. Again, it is not necessary to boil the water. You don't even have to use scalding hot water. You can just use warm water. But I find that the hotter the water is, the easier it is to get the product to dissolve into the water. Okay? So we just added another 4 cups. We had 8 cups. And we're going to do 1 more, which would be another 4 cups, which would be 12 cups in total. Alright. Voila. Now, we have 12 cups of water. And that's hot. Alright. Now, got your water. All you need to do, get your scooper. Like I said, the scooper comes in your container. 1 scoop. 2 scoops. 3 scoops, 4 scoops, 5 scoops, 6 scoops, 7 scoops, 8 scoops. Now, are these scoops like level scoops? No, they're not. And I'm doing this to show you all how unimportant it is to be scientific about this. It's not that serious. Just have fun with it. Now, how many scoops I just do?
8.
8 scoops? Okay, 8 scoops. Now, that's not where I'm stopping, but now that I got those 8 scoops in, I just want to go ahead and mix it in a little bit, kind of to show you guys what it looks like with just those 8 scoops and how I know that this isn't enough. And you see how quickly that dissolves into the water. Really no effort at all. And I can tell you just based on the color that this right here is still very, very watery. Can you tell it's watery by looking at that? Or does that look like solution to the untrained eye?
Yeah, the untrained eye, I don't really know.
Okay. Well, let me let you know firsthand that this is very watery, okay? So we've already added 8 scoops, and I actually plan on adding another 8 scoops. 16 scoops in total, which is not even going to put a dent in my big bottle right here. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and again, as you see, I'm not being scientific about this at all. These are not leveled scoops. I don't need each scoop to be exactly the same. Having a little too much powder isn't going to hurt you. It's just going to make the gel nice and thick, okay? Whereas having too much water can have it so that the gel doesn't set right or doesn't set at all. All right, so I'd rather have more powder than more water. In worst case scenario, if I got too much powder, I can always add more water, okay? Whereas if you use a lot of water, you might have more water than you can possibly add product. Okay, just something to consider. So that was my 16 scoops, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and mix this in. And as you'll notice, when mixing this in, it's going to be a little harder for it to dissolve into the water. And like I said, it's very similar to pancake mix. What's your favorite pancake mix? Y'all using Aunt Jemima, Hungry Jack, or Mrs. Buttersworth? If you haven't used Miss Buttersworth, you need to get on that like ASAP. You missing out, alright? Them pancakes. Miss Butterworth the only pancake mix I ever used. And the pancake smell, it tastes like butter even if you ain't add no butter to it. That might not be a good thing, but it sure tastes good. I will tell you that. But anyway, back to the Repashy. Like I said, you can see it starting to lump up a little bit. And then you can really see the thickness, can you not? Can you see that thickness in comparison to how it was earlier when we did the first 8 scoops? Definitely a significant and noticeable difference. And even if you look at my whisk, you can see how it's clumping up on the whisk. These are signs that you got enough powder right here. Get all of it off the sides. Don't let none of that product go to waste. I put a little elbow grease into it. Another sign that I always notice when my whenever my Grub Pie or Bug Burger or whatever I'm making is coming close to being ready is you'll see all these bubbles. See those bubbles? Small bubbles? And what happens is when those bubbles, when this sets and turns into a gel, those bubbles like sink in, so they won't be bubbles. But again, like I said, this is just an indicator that I use to know when I'm, about ready. And just to be, like I said, a little more scientific for you guys, I will, when I'm done recording this video, actually measure how many cups 16 scoops is equivalent to, so you guys can get an idea of the ratio that I'm using to make mine. And you want to make sure you mix it up good. Because if you don't mix it up good, what'll happen is you have little clumps of like unmixed in powder throughout the Grub Pie. Another thing that'll happen if you use too much water, it might still set into the gel form, but what'll happen is you'll get this like translucent line or like barrier
Separate.
that's separate, basically where the product is separating from the water because it's so much water when it sets, and your animals really don't like this, and it also will cause a lot of condensation in the container, etc., so forth and so on. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, like I said, this stuff comes in a powder form, and in the powder form, it has a shelf life of like 2 years. This bottle, I've had this bottle since 2018, and as you see, the expiration date is December 2021. So a great shelf life as far as the powder form. You can't really have too much. That's why I recommend getting the big bottles, the biggest bottle you can possibly afford, because the bigger the bottle you buy, the better the value you'll get. You know what I mean? Of course, it's always cheaper when you buy in bulk. All right. But in the gel form, as we're making it right now, it can actually be refrigerated for a 2-week shelf life, or you can freeze it for a 6-month shelf life. And I feel like that is, I mean, sheesh, you gotta love that. That's something you gotta love right there. Like, so if you want to be like me and make this big total, you don't have a lot of animals or insects to feed, what you can do is feed off as necessary, refrigerate it, and then, feed off as necessary. Or you can cut off what you need, put some in the refrigerator, and take the other chunk and put it in the freezer so you don't have to worry about making it later when you need it. Time is valuable. Time is money. Time is the one thing you can't get back. So if I can save some time and some money, best believe I'm leaning in that direction. Alright, so now, as you see, I got the consistency I want, just to show you guys. Like I said, you can see it on the whisk. Okay? And you don't have to use a whisk to make this. You can use a fork, spoon, whatever you want. But I recommend the whisk because this makes life so much easier. And I'll tell you guys ahead of time, I'm actually very, very skilled with the whisk. I'm not your average whisker. Let them see the skills. I just want them to see, like, I've been trained. You know what I mean? And even though I've been trained with the whisk, I want you to know that you can do this too. It's really that easy. Alright, so now I got the product. It's made. Boom. All I gotta do is sit this somewhere at room temperature and just let it gel. Just let it gel. Remember that commercial was like, you gelling? You gelling? Y'all, it's probably before your time. Alright, anyway, I'm not gonna date myself. But whatever the case, let this gel. Alright? You can't fail if it gel. If it gel, you in there. Okay? So in the meantime, in between time, while I'm letting you guys, while I'm letting this sit in gel, I'm going to show you what it looks like in gel form. And I'm going to show you how the, roaches and animals, the insects and animals respond to the product. Okay? Okay. So, we're letting our bug burger set, but I already had some veggie burger made. And as I said to you earlier, the Veggie Burger, Beardie Buffet, Grub Pie, Bug Burger, they all have the same instructions as far as making them. It's all the same process, okay? Don't have to vary in any way, shape, or form. You can do exactly what I just showed you for any of these 4 products, okay? Same measurements, everything. Anyway, long story short, come on in. This is the Veggie Burger. Now, as you can see, I've already cut it and started using it. What you'll also notice is there's water sitting in this. This accumulates as this sits in the refrigerator. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it's made out of a lot of water went into making this product, as you just seen. Okay? If you look right here, this is what I was talking about when I said if you don't mix it well enough, you'll get unmixed product. It won't hurt the dragons or anything like that, and I usually just cut it out, as you see right there. But when you get the water build up, because it's sitting in the refrigerator, what you want to do is on a regular basis, if you plan on, keeping it in the fridge, you want to empty this out. If you don't empty it out, what will happen is, because of all of the humidity and moisture, you'll get mold before that 2-week time period, okay? So like I said, we're letting the Bug Burger that we just made sit. This is Veggie Burger, but ultimately it's the same process. And the Bug Burger is going to need about 3 hours before it reaches this form. This is how I know it's ready. Alright? You can do that. you can do that, you know that your product is ready, all right? If you can slap it, you can feed it. That's how I rock it, all right? Now, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use this. I got it in the gel form. Boom. All I got to do, I already sliced it going this way. I'm going to slice it again just to show y'all. And again, I am a trained ninja. So, you know, I don't expect you guys to be this sharp with the knife. This is training. This is lots and lots of training right here. Okay? But you can get there over time. Gotta start somewhere. Now, boom. I just cut it that way, cut it this way, vertically and horizontally. Now I have these here pieces. And my dragons will go crazy for these pieces. Alright? And that's how easy it is to use. I even cut a big brick just to show you guys what it looks like. See how quick I cut that? Ta-da! No skill necessary. Boom. Pull it out. Just like this. And again. Alright? And one of the things that I like about all of these products is I will often feed my Veggie Burger to my feeders. I'll feed Beardie Buffet to my feeders. I'll feed Grub Pie to my feeders, depending upon what feeders it is. Some feeders don't really need any protein, so of course I won't feed it to them. But I mean, for the most part, everybody's okay with a little bit of protein. It's not like you're feeding them chicken or turkey. You know what I mean? Like I said, the protein mainly comes from black soldier fly larvae, which is very high in calcium. So what you think of when you think about that, you know, whatever your feeders eat is ultimately what your dragons are eating, and that's why I love the Repashy Bug Burger so much, because gut loading is really, really important. You know what I mean? It's one thing to feed crickets. It's another thing to feed crickets that haven't eaten anything. Crickets are already mainly exoskeleton, and their digestion process is within 24 hours. So you can gut load a cricket overnight, come back, and it's been already digested and disposed of that food that you just gave it. So gut loading is very, very important. And like I said, this will not only feed but hydrate your feeders, the bug burger. But like I said, I like to feed my my roaches, especially like my Peruvian cave roaches, my discoids, etc. I like to feed them Veggie Burger as well, because when my dragons eat it, I know that now they're getting that vegetation and that fiber. And this right here is an example of that translucent line I was talking about, where the water kind of separates from the gel. And that's what you kind of want to avoid, because your dragons don't like the way that tastes. What I'll do when I have that is I'll just cut that part out and feed everything else around it. But yeah, essentially, that's really all there is to it. And again, like I said, I try to keep this video as short as possible, but I wanted to make sure I answer as many questions as possible. If you guys have any additional questions, don't hesitate to put it in the comments, and I'll do my best to respond to everybody's questions, okay? So last but not least, I'm going to show you some of the response that I get from the insects and animals actually eating these products. And they absolutely love it, which is why I absolutely love it. And you're going to absolutely love it. Like I said, I'll include a link in the description for you guys, so you can go to our online store and purchase yours today. If you want to just try it out, you're not feeling too confident about it, start with a 3-ounce bottle. If you believe what I'm saying and you're ready to go as big as you can. Like I said, we got 6-ounce, 12-ounce, 17.6 in the Bug Burger, and 70.4 ounces, which is what I use for all the other products. Now, just wanted to touch on one more thing before we stop. Like I said, you had your Grub Pie, your Veggie Burger, and your Beardie Buffet. And even though you might see a bearded dragon on the cover of the Grub Pie or the Veggie Burger, that does not mean they are exclusively for bearded dragons, okay? If your reptile's an insectivore, then it can eat Grub Pie. And examples of insectivores would be leopard geckos, skinks, frilled dragons, okay? And in the omnivore gel, like I said, this is, even though you see the big bearded dragon on the cover, this does not mean it's only for bearded dragons. This is for any omnivorous reptile. Omnivorous reptile. Omnivore. You know what I'm talking about. Alright? And then the Beardie Buffet, once again, is a combination of the Grub Pie and Veggie Burger. I know some of you probably ask, well, if this is the combination of the two, why do you have all three? One, I deal with multiple reptiles. So some of my reptiles aren't omnivores, some of them are just insectivores, so I need Grub Pie on hand. But also, too, what I like to do is I like to do a little doctrine of my own. The same way that Heather Moy came up with this patented recipe or patented ratio of 1 part Grub Pie, 2 parts Veggie Burger, I like to mix between the Veggie Burger and Grub Pie as I feel necessary. And also, I found that with the Veggie Burger, I get a better response when I mix a little Grub Pie into it. Okay? I've even known people to do different things like chop up collards real small and mix it into their Grub Pie, mix it into their Veggie Burger, or chop up different vegetables that your dragon or reptile might like and mix it into the Grub Pie. Mix in just different things. Like I said, I like to do a little doctoring of my own. That's why I like to keep all 4 of these products on deck. Okay, but once again, like I said, start where you feel comfortable. And if you got questions, feel free to contact us. You can leave a comment, like I said, on in the video, or you can just contact us on our email, which you can find on the website. But it's lizardofozllc@gmail.com. And like I said, I'm gonna show you guys a quick response video, and then we're gonna get out of here. All right. Couple hours later, and as you can see, it's starting to gel up. Still not all the way there because it jiggles. If I was to slap this right now, my hand will probably go through. See all that? But this should be done in about, I'd say, another 2 hours. Like I said, it only takes like 4 hours for this to reach the solid form that we want. Okay. Yeah, not quite ready. Too much jiggle, baby. Too much jiggle. Okay, so as I said, I wanted to show you guys a quick little snippet of how well the insects and animals respond to it. I'll be sure to include also the dragons eating it, but I don't want to drag this video out too long. I'm going to take the Veggie Burger. As I said, you can feed them Bug Burger or you can feed them Veggie Burger. Sometimes I even feed them Grub Pie or Beardie Buffet. It just depends on what mood I'm in and what I got an abundance of. But right now I'm going to take the Veggie Burger because that's what we already had readily accessible, and I just cut this nice slab that I want to use. Okay, and the roaches that I have here, these are Peruvian cave roaches. Show them these roaches. This is a Peruvian cave roach. Okay. I absolutely love Peruvian cave roaches. These are one of my favorite species. And we have about 14 species of exotic roaches. Might be 16 now. That's a pretty decent sized colony. And as you see, I don't have any Grub Pie or Bug Burger or any other Repashy product in here at the moment. Look at those beauties.
It's gorgeous.
I absolutely love these guys. This is definitely one of my favorite roach species. And it's funny because these guys almost look identical to discoid roaches. You can see them all starting to conjugate. And you know it's good because most roaches won't even gather if it's not dark. And I could have did this in time lapse, but like I said, I wanted to show you guys in real time how quickly they'll start attacking this. I get the exact same response when I offer it to our dragons. They absolutely love these products. back out a little bit so people can just see how many of them are coming around. They're actually eating on a piece right here that fell off. And also what you guys can do, like I was telling you how I cut out the little water separation that you get sometimes, you can feed that to your feeders. It won't hurt them, you know what I mean? So yeah, this will last all of a day. And like I said, I don't want to drag this video out too long. I know it's already a pretty long video. I hope it was helpful and informative to you guys. Anyway, that's our first video of 2019. Sorry it took me so long to get this video out to you guys. I promise you, I'm about to have a lot of great content coming to you this year. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed the video, you like the video, you like hearing about reptiles, reptile care, exotic insects, various reptiles, specifically bearded dragons, but we also deal with lots of colubrids, we deal with ball pythons. Please like the video, make sure you subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that way you never miss a video when we release it, alright? In the meantime, in between time, peace, love, Pagonas. I'm out.